Business briefings brought to you by the SABC and sponsored today by Transnet. We're talking human settlements today. A revised or a re-energized social contract was signed recently. We've just heard from our panelists, which include the Honourable Minister of Human Settlements, Ms. Lindiwe Sisulu, talking to us about what this social contract means. The partners that have joined the party started off with 6 and has grown and ballooned. So this is something that everybody is very interested in helping to bring housing to all of our people. Minister, just before we start the conversation in earnest with various people, there's a few things that have been in the papers recently and in the media. Perhaps you could just clear those up and get some clarity on that. First of all, there's concern that you're saying that people under 40 are not going to be getting free housing.
How old are you?
Okay,
sorry.
I should have grey hair. Let me say that.
I'm sorry. Withdraw. Unwind. Relax.
Yeah. All right. So,
yes.
What is the story then?
You know, I think that perhaps there has been a disjuncture in the way we've been communicating our policies. What we offer in the Department of Human Settlements, or what we've offered in the Department of Housing, is a whole range of subsidized programs that range from free houses, which is a fully subsidized house. Now, for a fully subsidized house, we define who we give that to, for obvious reasons, that there's got to be a criteria why that particular person deserves that house. And for this, we have always insisted these are the indigent people. These are the most vulnerable. We take our definition from the Social Assistance Act of 2004 that defines who is indigent, who is vulnerable. And that is the very young who have to fend for themselves. It is child-headed households. It is the elderly above the age of 80 who are poor and are not able to make it. It is people living with disabilities or any other exceptional cases of indigency. Now, this has been defined. So what we do is we provide those with free houses. For everybody else, we have a program in place to indicate that government subsidizes what we give you. We have, for instance, rental stock. We have community rental units. We've been assisting the mining industry in building hostels. It's a whole range of programs that we have. And it is geared in terms of the need of the particular category and what it is that the state is able to give. Now, the unfortunate thing is the concept of free housing seems to have gained society seems to have gained the impression that it is for everybody. It has always been for the indigent. Now, on the issue of the under 14, my view is our biggest problem with the youth is we must find jobs for them. We have announced that we are putting together a youth brigade, which we will train to work with us. What we are promising them is jobs. What we are promising them is the experience of building. What we're promising them is the skills that we'll get out of it. And what we will get out of them is the energy that they have. And we think this is where we would like to channel them. And it seems that in the past, the disconnect has also been within government itself, where the handing out of houses has been the responsibility of the municipalities, and perhaps using a different criteria from national. But we never intended to give free houses. It is not sustainable for everybody, but we wanted to prioritize the elderly.
So will the indigent still continue to get free housing? Because the President was alluding to this idea that it's unsustainable to be giving away housing.
Well, it is unsustainable, but for the elderly, you see, what we're trying to create is a culture where everybody feels that we must be active participants in what is happening around our future, around our environment, around our lives. And we would like to encourage them and give them the space to do that. But there are some indigent people, especially the elderly, who can no longer give back what it is that perhaps the youth may be able to give back. And these are the people that we have been targeting. There are terrible cases of elderly women who live with their grandchildren in informal settlements and have never had a house in the 20 years that we've been in government. And it's terrible stories that you find all over the place. It's not a good story that we South Africa would like to sell. We would like to be able to say at some point, there isn't a single 80-year-old, a single 90-year-old, a single indigent 70-year-old who has no house. That would be a great achievement. Most of the others, we would progressively begin to ensure that we provide them with the necessary support, which is subsidies, and affordable housing, which we've now got as part of our partners. That is our biggest gap.
Okay.
We don't have affordable housing.
All right. We're going to pick up this conversation with the rest of the panel as well as you at home. Straight after this, we're going to have to take another quick commercial break, but please don't go away. There's still lots more to discuss.